Hi guys, welcome to IAMABIKER.com. I hope you all saw the Gixxer SF250 video. We quite like that bike, and frankly, after riding that, there is one thing that excited us a lot, and that is to check out its naked version. And this is the Gixxer 250, and we are all excited to ride it, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, this bike is the same as the faired version, apart from the obvious changes. There is no fairing, the rake is a little bit more relaxed, being a city bike, etc. Handlebars are more upright and straight. Riding position is much more relaxed. I actually quite like the riding position on this. It suits a lot of different riders. Even if you're tall, short, it suits all sort of different riding styles and riders. So in that way, you feel very comfortable on this bike. So engine-wise, specs remain the same. 26.5 PS, 22.6 Nm of torque. Very usable power. So when you're in the city, the mid-range is so sweet and powerful that you have a lot of fun. That off-the-line performance is really nice. You can potter around. It's the sort of bike you quick shift up to third, fourth, fifth gear, and you can just potter around in 40, 50 without any problem. And once you're on the top gear, you can just relax and just manage everything with the throttle. It's really nice that way. And then the overall refinement is actually good, similar to that of the SF250. You have only slight vibes creeping up north of 8-9k RPM, which is fairly normal for a single cylinder machine. And in that way, I think it's a whole lot of fun. Like I told in the SF250 video, it sounds really good. I quite like the sound, and who all have ridden it in our team, all of them like it. Guy behind the camera, Akhil, he's absolutely loving it. Harsha is like very confused between this and the 250 Adventure now. He only had the Adventure in mind earlier. So that way, it's quite addictive. It's quite a very fun bike, especially for the daily use. This is sort of machine you'll have a lot of fun in the city and the short rides, sub 300-400 kilometers. So engine wise, again, it's 6-speed gearbox, very slick gear shifts, up and down, feels very good. No heating issues at all. It does its job very well. It does the 0 to 100 very easily. It keeps going to about 120, 130 without any issues further on. And then it sort of loses steam. Expected, this is not like a DOHC setup. It's a single overhead cam. 4 valves though, but still it feels good. So that way quite clearly defines its usability. And I must say again, this one is actually quite fuel efficient too. We're getting 35, I would say that's the best we got, but regularly 30 with ease. So even with the pillion, things are quite comfortable in terms of the engine. It still pulls quite cleanly, and we had no issues as well. Just that when you have a tall, big pillion, you do get a little bit uncomfortable on the scenes because you need to sit a bit forward. Not a bad thing at all, but with a big pillion, you need to adjust. I guess that's the case with every bike, so not really an issue with this bike. A lot of people talk about the looks. Before we go to the handling, let's talk about the looks a little bit. I really like how it looks, except for the headlight. I wish it had the conventional round headlight, because this got some weird angles on it, but it does light up pretty well compared to other LEDs in the market. I'm talking about like something like compared to the Yamaha FZ and the FZ25, etc. It lights up quite well, so that's one good thing. Now earlier when we reviewed the Gixxer SF250, I had told you that I was not happy with the brakes. Turns out that while we checked out the bike after the shoot, the brake fluid was not topped up appropriately on that machine. So when we got this machine, the brake fluid is alright, and the braking is quite good. It's still not like super sharp like how I would have liked it, but it's much better than in its perfect working form this way. So that way it feels quite nice. And dual channel ABS, always welcome. Rear disc, rear brakes also do the job quite well. Now coming to the fun part about this bike. So this bike is about I believe 156 kgs. You never feel the weight. It's 156 by itself is not like a huge number. You never feel the weight, and it feels quite nice and easy to ride. It's got a little bit longer wheelbase, but that does not hinder this bike's ability to change direction and it's very stable through a corner. Like always, we took the bike to Nandi Hills in Bangalore, and it was a whole lot of fun in that sort of a road condition where a lot of quick turns and a lot of gear shifting involved, and you really want a strong mid-range. This bike excels. You have a lot of fun. So again, braking. One more thing I would like to say is that these are the bi-brake systems. These do work very well. Similar systems have been used in bikes, so different bikes. I wish the initial was a little bit sharper. So right now, again, really want that initial bite really like dig in, so it gives you a bit more confidence. But yeah, from a daily use perspective, where you're not taking it to track, where you want that hardcore braking, this works very well. Meters up front are pretty basic. There's not much usually to talk about it. It shows trip meter, gear indicator, etc. So I'm happy it has a gear indicator, so that's a good thing. So the handlebars, like I said earlier, are a bit relaxed. So once you sit on it, you have a very relaxed stance. Your elbows are free. You don't have a stance forward. You're sitting upright. So it gives you a lot of control on the bike. So it feels very good. And one good thing I like about this is that nowadays all the bikes, they come with very large turning radiuses. This one has got a very short turning radius. So in that way, I really like it. So again, reinforces its fact that it's a good urban use machine. The tires are the tried and tested MRF Revs CFC ones, front and back. So these are good and they do justice to this bike. They grip quite well. Have a bit of heating time, but I think it will be a long time before you reach the limit of these tires as a rider, because these are really good for road use basically. And then another thing I want to talk about, since I'm saying that it's an urban machine and you can use it for your basic touring, one thing that really comes is how the suspensions perform. So the front suspension is actually a little bit on the softer side. Probably that explains why the initial braking is not super sharp, so that you don't have so much nosedive. But I wish the rear was a bit more softer. That would have really added a lot more value to the whole package. But this is the general trend that we see, man. All the new bikes have got really hard suspensions. I'm quite happy that the front is a bit soft, so it really helps you soak up all those bumps. So I already told you that the engine runs pretty cool. So this is not a full-on liquid cooled system. It's basically an air cooled system where there's a radiator and the oil is brought there rather than the coolant liquid, and it does this job. So a pretty basic setup, which we already seen in other motorcycles in the market. One thing probably that I wish was there is the slipper clutch, but being the type of motorcycle it is, for the usage that it's meant for, it's technically not needed. I did not really miss it while we were having a good time on it, pushing it. But I wish it was there, because that is one of those bragging rights to have. So summarizing, a fun mid-segment bike which is easy to ride, have a lot of fun on it. It's not the rev-happy bikes like the Dukes and some other machines similar to that, but it's not that sort of a machine. It's not for that where you want to feel all racy. But this is the one which has got the strong mid-range, the usable power, and this is the one which will actually enjoy riding in the city. Even with the pillion. The pillion is actually quite comfortable. Even though the seat looks small, it is comfortable. So it sounds good, and since it's Suzuki, it is actually built quite well. I have had no issues with quality whatsoever. It's a very straightforward, simple bike. There are no complicated bits that you need to worry about. It's relaxed, and it sounds great as well. So all in all, a very good bike. I really would recommend it. And what do you think? Which one should Harsha buy, the 250 Adventure or the Gixxer 250? Do let me know. But my pick would be this. All right, see you guys in the next one, and see you guys later.